Anna pressed her face against the reinforced viewport of the research station, her breath fogging the cool surface as she stared into the void. The distant stars twinkled like scattered diamonds, but tonight they seemed different, more ominous, as if they were watching her back. "Still looking for your mythical humans?" Verk's voice carried a mixture of amusement and concern as he approached from behind, his forearms carrying steaming cups of Kaleth tea. She accepted the cup gratefully, her scaled fingers wrapping around its warmth. "They're not mythical," she insisted, though even she could hear the uncertainty creeping into her voice. "The archaeological evidence is overwhelming. Tool marks on Kepler 442b, quantum signatures in the Vega system, that crystalline structure, on Proxima Centauri C that defies every known law of physics." Verk's compound eyes shifted, a sign of his species' equivalent of rolling their eyes. The Zephyrian had been her research partner for 3 cycles now, and he'd grown tired of what he considered her obsession with ghost stories. The Galactic Council had classified humans as a Grade 7 mythological entity, creatures that existed only in the fevered imaginations of primitive civilizations. "Anna," he said gently, settling his segmented body into the chair beside her. "Even if these humans once existed, they've been gone for millennia. The galaxy has moved on. We have real threats to worry about. The Devourer fleet is only 6 systems away." The Devourer fleet. Anna's stomach churned at the mention of it. A massive armada of biomechanical ships that had been consuming entire star systems for the past 50 years, leaving nothing but empty space in their wake. No one knew where they came from or what they wanted, only that they were unstoppable. 12 major civilizations had fallen before them. The combined fleets of the remaining species had proven useless against their adaptive technology. "Maybe that's exactly why we need to find them," Anna whispered. A proximity alarm suddenly pierced the station's quiet hum. Both researchers froze as the automated voice filled the laboratory. "Unknown vessels detected. Classification: impossible. Recommend immediate evacuation." Verk's arms flew across his control console, his movements a blur of practiced efficiency. "That can't be right," he muttered. "The sensors are showing." "Anna, you need to see this." She rushed to his side, her heart hammering against her chest. The display showed a tactical readout that made no sense. Where empty space had existed moments before, hundreds, no, thousands of vessels now hung in formation. They hadn't jumped in through hyperspace or emerged from wormholes. They had simply appeared. "The energy signatures," Anna breathed, her scientific training kicking in despite her shock. "They're unlike anything in our databases. The hull compositions are reading as materials that shouldn't exist, and the size..." She paused, recalibrating the sensors. "Verk, the flagship is larger than our moon." Before he could respond, their communications array crackled to life. A voice spoke, not through their universal translators, but somehow directly into their minds. It was warm, confident, and unmistakably alien to everything they knew. "Attention, children of the stars. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet. We understand you've been having some trouble with unwanted visitors." Anna's legs gave out and she collapsed into her chair. Terran. The ancient word from the oldest texts, the ones dismissed as mythology. It meant, of Earth. And Earth was the legendary homeworld of humans. We can hear you," Anna managed to croak, into the comm system. "But how? Who are you?" A sound filled the channel that took her a moment to recognize. Laughter, rich, genuine, and somehow reassuring. "We're the species you've been looking for, Dr. Anna. Yes, we know who you are. We've been watching, learning your languages, studying your cultures. We're the humans your ancestors remembered in their stories." Verk found his voice first. "Impossible. Humans are extinct. Even if you existed, you were a primitive species that barely achieved spaceflight before disappearing." "Primitive?" The amusement in the voice was unmistakable. "Perhaps. We certainly started that way. But we've had a very long time to grow up." We've been exploring the far reaches of the galaxy, learning from civilizations you haven't even discovered, yet building, preparing. Preparing for what? Anna whispered. For this moment. The Devourers aren't from your galaxy, children. They're from mine. A realm beyond the galactic barrier. We've been fighting them for 3,000 years. When we realized they'd found a way through to your spiral, we knew we had to come back. The main display suddenly shifted, showing the space around their system. The Devourer fleet, those nightmare ships that had terrorized the galaxy, hung motionless in space. Around them, like predators surrounding prey, the human vessels had formed a perfect sphere. We've been away from home for a long time, Admiral Chen continued, but humans have one trait that hasn't changed. We protect our own. And make no mistake, every thinking being in this galaxy is family to us now. Anna watched through the viewport as lights began to dance between the human ships. Not weapons fire, but something else entirely. The space around the Devourer vessels began to shimmer and bend. What are you doing to them? Verk asked. Sending them home, came the reply. Through a door they'll never be able to open again. The enemy fleet simply vanished. Not destroyed, not defeated, relocated to somewhere impossibly far away. The legends were wrong about one thing, Admiral Chen said, as the human ships began to position themselves throughout the system. We didn't disappear because we were weak or primitive. We left because we knew someday our family might need us to come back as something more than we were. Anna stared at the magnificent vessels now filling her sky, tears streaming down her face. In all the stories and all the archaeological evidence, no one had considered the possibility that humanity hadn't died out. They had simply graduated to something beyond current understanding. Welcome home, she whispered. Thank you, came the warm reply. It's good to be back. As the human fleet settled into protective positions around every inhabited world in the sector, Anna realized that the galaxy's greatest legend had just become its greatest hope. Sometimes the old stories weren't just stories. Sometimes they were promises.